Alright, what's up, guys? So, it's your boy JD Stone, and I decided to start playing something separate. I'm going to do Pokemon, and I'm going to start with blue, then I'll do red, then I'll go to yellow, and then gold, and silver, and crystal. And then, because I don't have the games that I need to keep the list going, I'm going to start jumping from crystal to probably Omega Ruby. And then I'll do probably Sun, and then Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon after that. But right now we're going to start with blue. So, as you guys know, this is the very first game in the series, Red and Blue together. The cool thing about this was a revolutionary game in the sense of the way it was played. It gave you a sense of adventure, and it also just gave you a sense of, at least for me, it gave me a alternate reality in which to transport myself and try to have fun with. I played this, and I also had I had blue on the Game Boy, and my younger brother had red, so we would trade a lot, which is the point of releasing two of them, which they still do to this day. With Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is the latest releases on the 3DS. But then we had gold and silver, and I had silver, and my brother had gold. So we played that a lot. We played with our friends. We traded through the link cable. And it was a lot harder to do trade-wise then than it is now. Now you can just hook your 3DS up to the internet and do a global trade and connect with anyone in the world and trade with them. Which is kind of nice, but at the same time, it would have been nicer back in 95 or 98. But that's okay. A lot changed in 20 years. But, so when we start the game, comes up with new game. I'm going to go ahead and change a couple options here really quick. Fast text speed. And there we go. Alright. Yep. Okay. New game. So it's Professor Oak starting and telling you, welcome to the world of Pokemon. And he's going to ask you some stuff about yourself. After telling you a little bit about Pokemon themselves. Which, this is standard for most games. They kind of change this a little bit. Different professor, different graphics, different actual Pokemon character. That one's a Nidorino. Sometimes they've used Pikachu. They've used all kinds of different characters in this. Alright, so what is my name? I'm going to start my name and say Ash. Because after all, that was the character for the TV show. So I'll just do Ash. Alright. Now forgive me about the camera, guys. I got this new cell phone holder that I can take videos of. So I'm trying it out for the first time with this, so hopefully this will work and I can take videos of DS and PC gameplay for you guys, so I can give it a little bit of variety on the channel while I'm waiting until I can get the $200-300 equipment I need for the actual stuff I want. This one I'm going to name him Gary. Because again, that's the original anime character's name. Alright. So we're getting started on our very own Pokemon journey. Now, one of the things that was cool about Red and Blue is they started with Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. So you have your typical fire, water, and grass starters. So those of you who have been playing Pokemon for a while, you understand that. Excuse me, guys. And what made this interesting as opposed to Yellow, which was the third game in the series, was Yellow started with Pikachu as the actual starter. So you have the same game, but you start with electric Pokemon instead of your grass, fire, or water. Which, in the game itself, grass, fire, and water makes a lot more sense for this game. Given that your first two gyms are rock and water. So, grass, Bulbasaur would probably be my best bet to start with. However, The problem is I always usually do water. But that is okay. A lot of people know that they have their different feels, they have different choices, and they like their different stuff. But that's alright too. Me, I've always taken and had my 6 that I usually try to get when I start is whatever water starter is for that game. So like this one, it would be Squirtle, which would evolve into Blastoise. And then I would have all the water HMs, Surf, Dive, Waterfall, and then I would have an ice move on it, like Ice Fang or Ice Punch or something like that. And then I would do, my grass would be Venusaur, because it's grass and poison, so I could do all my grass stuff and have a couple poison moves in there. I would have Darkrai, so it would be my Ghost Dark Psychic character. Then I would do Domfan, which would do my Rock Ground Fighting. I would do Electabuzz for Electric. And then I would do let's see, Blastoise, Venusaur, Domfan, Darkrai, Moltres for Fire Flying. So that in that, I could cover every single type of Pokemon in those 6. And it worked out pretty well for me. Granted, that's also for later game series, because not all of those are available in this one, but it still worked out fairly well for me. So, I found that to be pretty cool. Here's where you get your first Pokemon. And it's going to tell me I can pick one. Gary's, of course, got to butt in, because he's a selfish jerk. Think that's Bulbasaur. No, that's Squirtle. I want the grass one. Oh, it's on the end. Okay. I can never remember which one the order is. Now, Gary will choose the Pokemon that you are weak to, so if I choose Bulbasaur, he'll choose Charmander. Now, if I had chosen Charmander, he would have chosen Squirtle, or if I chose Squirtle, he would choose Bulbasaur. So, but that's to make it so that you have a challenge. Because if you chose the one you're strong against, it's an easy win for you. It's still an easy win, especially with that potion I took earlier. But it's not hard to beat him. And later on, as you get more Pokemon, it'll be a lot easier to beat him too. Because then you can super effective everything. And, you know, one strategy I found that I use, I don't use defensive moves or stuff like X attack, X defend, you know, stuff like that. I'll use potions and other such stuff to help keep me in the battle. But I will not use defensive moves or defensive items. I just hate them. I think they're stupid. Other people, you know, my brother was all about that, so, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. It's just my strategy. I know my older brother and I, when we would fight, we would play this game, and actually we played the Pokemon trading card game too, which I could do on this channel if you guys want. You can let me know in the comments. Let me know if you want to see this. But when we played that, he actually made a deck of all basic normal Pokemon like Jigglypuffs and Rattatas and stuff like that. And if you guys played the cards, you know that those Pokemon are not very strong in themselves. You got to get their evolutions to get any real damage to them. But he actually won everything, and I was impressed with it. It was a good job on his part. You could do the same on this, but it's not as easy to do it here. Now that's where that potion comes in handy to keep you alive right now. But it's also my tactic of not using any defensive moves either. I can only hope. There we go. Okay. And as Gary's only concerned with toughening up his Pokemon so he can win, completely different tactic to playing Pokemon. But I'm going to go ahead and go out here. Now let's go back to my house. Talk to Mom. And what that'll do, if you guys want to hear the sound here, it's just like the Game Boy. So awesome. Have you guys played this with me back when I was a kid? You know, this is just bringing back so many memories, and it's just so cool. I love that Nintendo's releasing these games on 3DS on the Virtual Console, because it brings back so many awesome times in my brain. And speaking of Rattata, there is a couple challenges that I could do with this too, after I get through the game and actually beat it. If you guys want me to, you can let me know in the comments and I can do them. Like, one of them is a challenge where I can only catch up to 6 Pokemon and go through the whole game with those 6. So that's an idea. You could also play, I think, a no-hit challenge with this. I think I've seen where you can try your hardest not to get any damage, and you only fight the battles you actually have to fight. Like gym leaders and stuff like that. But you try to avoid every other fight if you can. And right here they're telling me that Professor Oak has a parcel. So now I'm going back to Professor Oak, so I can deliver the parcel. And I am kind of skipping ahead here, because I've played this so many times, I have a basic idea of what to do. Some of it I have to try to remember, because it's been a while since I played it. But most of it is just, you know, like riding a bike. Play it and you know. So, but I believe his parcel is a Master Ball. There we go. And now he's going to tell you that you get the Pokédex, which in each game it's a little different on how you get it. Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is completely different. They don't have a national Pokédex like most of the games did. Like, you'd have a Pokédex for that specific game. Like Gold and Silver, you get your Gold and Silver Pokédex, and then after you beat the game, you get a national Pokédex, which would have all of them from number 1, which is Bulbasaur, all the way down to the end of the Johto Pokemon. The Johto Dex is a little different, and it was set up with certain Pokemon, so you had like half of it, and there were different numbers too. So if you got used to Bulbasaur being number 1 or Pikachu being number 25, in the Johto Dex it would be something different, like 6 and 18 or something. So it's kind of weird trying to figure out the order in these different games. So I got to the point where I just didn't even care what the order was. I just caught. You know, tried to fill up the Pokédex and go. Now, one thing that makes these easier on the 3DS is you still have to, quote, trade, unquote, between the games. But the easy way to do that now is the Poké Transporter app. So what they did was, with the Pokébank, they made a Poké Transporter for all the Virtual Console games and the DS games that they support. Unfortunately, the DS games don't support Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum. So I can't really take them and put them, you know, my Pokemon from those games up into the transporter and store them in my bank app. It just doesn't work like that, unfortunately. But for red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal, black and white 2, and I think that's it. They're all on the Poké Transporter, so once you load up your Pokemon on it, you can take it, go into the computer, and just move your Pokemon up into the Pokebank. So with red and blue, gold and silver, whatever it is, say for this game, I put Pokemon in my computer to store them, because I can only have 6 on me at one time, I could go into the Poké Transporter, take the Pokemon from my computer, put them up into the bank, and then transport them back into red, and finish the Pokedex that way, and vice versa. So it's a lot easier to get your whole Pokedex now with these games than it was back when I was a kid and having that cable and connecting Game Boy to Game Boy and trying to trade, and it was a pain in the butt back then. But now it's really easy. So he's just telling me that he wants us to take the Pokedex and fill it up for him. And Gary's saying, I'm going to go borrow a town map for my sis, and I'm going to tell her not to get you one. Which is fine, because you go to her, she says, oh, okay, well, here's a Poke map. So you basically get him anyway. Even though he told his sister not to give you one, she gives you one because she likes you. She's your friend. Everybody likes you in this game, apparently. Now, this one is set in Kanto, which, again, the first TV show was based off of, and the quickest, easiest way to figure that out, too, is the yellow game, because you start off with Pikachu, and it's so much fun. It's a great challenge, because Rock is kicking my butt right now when I started playing that again. But, we're going to go up here and go back to Viridian City. I think this guy's the guy that gives you a potion. Yeah. He gives you a potion just for talking to him. Nice guy. Now, none of these guys actually try to fight you. Normally, when you walk through grass and you see a person there, they'll try to fight you. Pidgey. This is one that I want. But I don't have any Pokeballs right now, so I have to run. Once I get Pokeballs, I will try to catch my Pidgey. Because, as opposed to the newer games, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, everything had HMs that you did, like flying, surfing, all that kind of stuff. Now you have what's called ride Pokemon. So they still have the moves, like fly and surf and stuff, but they don't do anything outside of battles. Now you have the ride Pokemon, like Charizard Ride, who flies you different places. And you have Lapras Surf and Sharpedo Surf and stuff like that. There we go. Pokeballs. Yay. Now I can catch stuff. Now this guy right here was blocking the way until I actually got Oak's parcel delivered. So let's see what he does when I say no. Let's figure this out, because I forgot. So he's going to show me how to catch a Pokemon. And it's a Weedle. He evolves into Kakuna, and then evolves into Beedrill. Normally it's not that easy to catch a full health Pokemon. He doesn't even give me anything for it, he just shows me and that's it. Okay. Yeah. There's the gym, which, I'm not going to give you a spoiler alert on who's the gym leader there, but that's the 8th gym that you come to out of 8. So you go all over and then come back to Viridian Gym. to beat the last gym so that you can go take on the Elite Four. But, so now we're headed up to the Viridian Forest so that we can get somewhere else. I'm trying to avoid these patches of grass if I can. For right now. I'm going to go up here and try and get into the Viridian Forest. Right there. So next time, I'll do the Viridian Forest and start Cerulean City. Or Pewter City, sorry. And take on Brock. But that's where we're at. Thank you guys for watching. It's your boy JD Stone. And remember, play like your life depends on it. Bye.